Larry Smith from New Haven, Connecticut. Larry, last week in Greenwich you ran pretty well, but you couldn't keep up with Reggie and Executioner. Make any changes for this race?
Not much. We had one motor problem we fixed, and we should be able to win today. We'll stay together.
Looking for a win. If Bill can keep it together, what do you think?
Yeah, let's go stay together. We're here to get enough points to go to the World Championship. We're going to run all the 3 regional races, grab a first place if we can, and go to the World Championship.
And give it hell down there.
Sure will.
Very good. Thanks a lot, Larry.
Okay, so.
We're here with Vince Rinaldi, Sr. of Rolling Thunder. Vinny, the last 2 races you entered, you did real well. You won. What are you looking for today?
Yeah, we're looking for a 3rd win today, Shelly. We won a Benihana. We were out in Saugatuck 2 weeks ago, and we won that, and we're trying to qualify for the World Championship in November.
What?
I'm sorry?
Sorry, what are you powered with?
We're powered with 350 Pro Motor motors, which were made out in Chicago.
And what do you got your sons doing? Real family affair here.
Yeah, well, my son Vinny Jr., he's our throttle and trims our boat, and my son Peter's our navigator.
Very good. Thanks a lot, Vinny, and we wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you very much, Shelly.
Hey, Dr. Dave Moss, dentist. He's racing a new boat, Century. What's the dentist doing in boat racing?
Well, I enjoy the sport. It's exciting, and it's something to do on a weekend.
Something to do on a weekend. You got a good-looking boat. What kind of conditions you looking for? It's going to be pretty flat. How's it going to affect your race strategy?
Well, we're going to do the best we can. My main mechanic here, Brad Renner, worked on the engines pretty good this time, and we're going to give it a good try.
Who's providing you a sponsorship this year on the circuit?
Well, we're sponsored by Century Telephone Communications of Metuchen, New Jersey, and that's a super outfit. They do private systems. We're real happy with them, and they're real happy with us.
Very good. We wish you a lot of luck today and have a good race.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, race fans. This week's APBA race is the Jack Baker's Lobster Shanty 100 and the 50, which is a club race. We're in Toms River, New Jersey, out in the Barnegat Bay. This week's production is a copyright production of Needle Nose Race Team Incorporated. Any reproduction in whole or in part is strictly prohibited, and all rights are reserved. Good afternoon, race fans. Shelly, Kahan, and Phil Lewis for Needle Nose Race Team. The weather's pretty nice out here in Toms River. Bit cloudy, starting to clear a bit. The water is relatively calm, slight chop. Looking for a good race. We got quite a few boats out here. Larry Smith's here in Outrageous. We got Vin Rinaldi's new Rolling Thunder. The Greek is here. It's his hometown. Wild Turkey's here, and quite a few others. We're looking for a good day of boat racing. As you can see right now, the race boats are milling around in the milling area. We've been here a few minutes now. They might keep us here a couple more minutes. We're just going to wait until conditions clear, the course is clear, and we get the green flag from the starter. Okay, we got quite a big spectator fleet out here for this race. As you can see, offshore powerboat racing is really catching on. All sorts of boats have come out to watch these racers today. This Lobster Shanty 100 draws a big crowd, real big crowd, as you can see. People are just hanging out on their boats, enjoying the day. A nice day for family boating. We got a sea of spectator boats out here. They've all come out to watch this race. I haven't seen so many boats in a long, long time. All types are sitting around. People are just hanging out, shirts off, waiting for a nice day of offshore powerboat racing. They're out here like an army of ants. They're making their way out to the course, milling around, looking for a good day to watch these race boats. Okay, we're getting ready for the start of the Jack Baker Lobster Shanty 100. The pace boats got them out, they're on plane, and they're looking good. We're just waiting for that green flag, and we're going to be racing. Those engines are revving. Pace boat's out, he's got him on plane. He's getting ready. Got Outrageous on the... Got Outrageous on the outside with Black Magic. Crazy Greeks in the middle. Wild Turkey's out front. We got Intuition here. Rinaldi's bringing up Rolling Thunder. They're all looking smooth. Calm Water. Starter's got that green flag. He's getting ready to wave it. Once we get the green with him, we're going to be going. Up. We got it. They're going. Outrageous on the outside. Rinaldi's coming up with Rolling Thunder. Billy Friend's got that throttle pegged. He's going all out. Wild Turkey's coming up. Crazy Greek's trying to keep up. Here we go. Rolling Thunder and Outrageous. We got a drag race going here. These two boats are in the lead. Walter's got him pointing to the right way. Frenzy's pegging it out. Rinaldi's looking good on the throttles, looking real trim and running smooth. Scorpio on the outside is keeping pace. Crazy Greek still in the middle of the pack. Black Magic coming up. P43, Rolling Thunder. That's Vince Rinaldi, Peter Rinaldi, and Vince Jr. Believe me, that's a real family racing team. Family that races together seems to stay together. This is their new Cobra that they have. It's got two small blocks, and they're looking real fine. They won the Benihana and the Coral Gables this year in the production class. Every race they seem to enter, they seem to win. They mean business this year, and they came out to prove it in this new Cobra. Vince Sr. owns a school bus company out in Jersey, and that's how they keep on going here. Transportation's the name of the game. Whether it be on land or on water, they're running well. We're going in on the brain trust of this machine. Look at them throttle back. That's the control center of this machine. Sparks out the commands, and those motors respond. Outrageous. Owned and driven by Larry Smith. Phil Friends on throttles. Walter Litfin on navigation. They had a good race last week in Greenwich, and they came out to prove it today that this boat's for real. Looking real fine. Larry's tucked in there. Billy's looking good, and Walt's got him going in the right direction. Listen to those engines hum. They mean business this year, and Larry means it with this brand new boat. They're out for just a joyride today. The race is all theirs. Larry's looking back and feels real confident. They did a little fine-tuning after the race in Greenwich, and they've come out here and the engines are sounding fantastic. This is the second race with this boat. Larry brought it out last week in Greenwich, came out to bring it today. They're heading towards the third checkpoint, just rounded the second. They're looking behind them or in front of them, see where the pack is. The rest of the pack's starting to come up. Up on the left, we got Vinny Rinaldi coming up there. That's pouring out. Those Merc stern out drives are really pumping out the power. Listen to those 16 cylinders hum. They're going on all 16. We got a drag race going right here. P43 and S21. A production and a sport model. They're looking over at each other and going for it. Two brand new boats, and they're looking head-to-head competition. This is what offshore powerboat racing is all about. Pointing to that next checkpoint, getting ready to make their turn and come out on Outrageous. This Rinaldi family sticks together and they know each other's moves. They run real well together, a formidable race team. They're running head to head. Outrageous trying to pull head a little. No one wants to go all out too early and break. It's a long race, and they want to stay in it and finish. That's the name of the game. These boys don't want to wind out the engines. They're going to keep them humming, keep them steady, and then at the end, it's a race to the finish. Black Magic, a 30-foot Scarab M111, owned by Joe Zangiovanni. He's got twin 350s. Joe owns a bridal shop in Silverton, and he also owns Yellow Freight Systems, which is a trucking company in New York. He's been racing a couple years on the Northeast Circuit, and he's got this boat really humming. We're going to go right up on this boat, Black Magic. Nice looking Scarab, clean looking. We're going in on the cockpit. This is where it all happens. They park out the commands and the engine responds. Look at these guys. They're out for a ride, bobbing around, feeling confident. Joe's tucked in behind the steering wheel and throttling it back, throttling it up, keeping it up there. Trims are looking real fine. He's pegging it to the dashboard today. Not much chop out here, and these guys got that throttle pegged all the way down to the dashboard. Good looking ride, sitting real smooth in there. We're going in on the business end of this machine. A little different than the brain control. Those throttles give out the commands, and this is the real workhorse. Look at those stern drives kick it out. P25, Dave Moss and Sentry. Nice looking boat, as you can see. They're running real smooth. Dave Moss is a dentist profession. He repairs cavities, but out here he looks for those holes and jumps over them instead of plugging them. They're wired in there for sound, they're talking to each other, and they're sitting tight and smooth. Navigator's pointing, trying to work out the course and get them on the right direction to keep them moving well. This boat, Sentry, got the name from Sentry Communications, who gives them sponsorship to compete in the APBA circuit here. We just got results here that Gypsy Man has dropped out of the race. We're not exactly sure what's wrong, but he's got his hatch covers open. We'll go in for a further look later on and keep you posted. Meanwhile, back with Sentry. We need an explorer here today. Everyone seems to have gotten lost on that third checkpoint. Maybe Magellan or something might help us out, but I don't know. Their boats are milling around, they got their helmets off, and they're talking to each other. Well, I followed you. But no, I followed you, and here they are. Someone of the blind leading the blind today. They're talking to each other. No one's really pointing a finger. And we're just trying to see what's what. Now that this race is the second year out of 3 years that this has happened, we might have to get together with the inspectors and the officials on this one. P21, Marshall Ives Pantara. We got Marshall Ives on boat and throttles, Lee Estill, the navigator, and the one and only Bill Gazelle doing the driving today. Marshall comes up from Miami. He usually comes up here just to be a good sport. He's been entered in this race the past 3 years. He's been runner-up on the Eastern Point Circuit, APBA. Marshall's a friendly kind of guy, and he comes up just to lend good support and help out. Bill Gazelle's been doing a lot of driving for him, and Lee's certainly one of the better navigators out in the circuit today. Good-looking Pantara with 2 Johnson outdrives. Little chime walking there, but he's trying to keep it together. Look at him chime walking a bit. Marshall told me before the race that he's got a new 28-foot Pantera that he plans on entering this year in the world. We're sitting, going in on the cockpit of this boat. They're sitting pretty smooth. As you can see, the throttles are all the way down, and he's giving it all she's got today. Water's calm, he wants a good ride. Most of the boats here are local entries, but Marshall, being the good-natured kind of guy that he is, he came all the way up from Florida to bring this boat just to lend his name to the race. Marshall's really looking for a strong showing in the world competitions later this year. They're throttling it back and moving it ahead. This is what racing's about, and this was where you get all the good juice out of the boats. Certainly a bad sign for the Rinaldi family here. They're not accustomed to this. They're coming back into shore and they got those engine covers open. Can't really tell exactly what it is. They seem to be talking to one another, trying to look it over. Tough break for Vince and his sons. They come out here and they got a good-looking boat and it runs real well. Vince has got a smile on his face, though. He's a good sport about the whole thing. I got Pete Rinaldi of Rolling Thunder. Pete, during the race, you were running real strong, and then you had some difficulty. What happened?
We heard a slight noise in the one motor. We were hitting the 4th lap, and one motor started making noise. So instead of pushing the boat, we brought the throttles back and said forget it, because we have to make Chicago next week, and there's no sense in pushing it. No sense at all. We wound up burning up a motor.
That's a bad break for the Rinaldi boys. Rolling Thunder's tried to drop out of the race. Larry and Billy might not be aware of it, but I'm sure they'll be back. They're good competitors, and they got a good team. They're showing off those orange colors to the spectator fleet out here. Believe me, when everyone goes home tonight, they'll be thinking about outrageous. Listen to that roar. Twin 600 horsepower engines. I was talking to Larry today, and he told me we're going to take it. And sure enough, he's proven his words to be fact. Larry really knows how to run down here. He's kept it together well. Boat sounds strong. That 33-foot Sutphen in its second race is really performing. Right now, it's just for the record. They seem to be looking at each other, talking about the race, and Frenzy's got those throttles pegged. The waters remain relatively calm for the remainder of the race, and it doesn't seem to hamper this Sutphen at all. Cuts right through like a knife through butter. There's the a high sign from Walter on navigation. He feels good. Walter's the head mechanic on this crew, and he spends a lot of time in the bilge of the boat. So when it runs like this, Walter's a happy guy. Larry must feel real good, too. He's been waiting for a winner for 2 years now, and he thinks he's got it. They're turning around, checking out where the opposition is. They know they got a big lead, and they're just going to take it home. S21, outrageous. Larry's man Corky did the paint job on this, and believe me, as you can see, he does fine work. I'm with Larry Smith, the winner of this year's race. Larry, the boat held together well. How do you feel about today's results?
Oh, we feel great. We're real happy.
You look fine. Did you do anything special today? Tell anything to Bill or what?
We did special. We laid back. We didn't put everything into it. It was pretty tricky with that second start. We screwed up the first time.
And would you plan on going to Chicago?
No, I think we're going to pass Chicago. We're going to grab the regional points, try to go to the World Championship.
Very good. You looked well, and we look forward to seeing you.
Right,
Thanks a lot. I'm here with Joe Sangiovanni. Joe, you were running real strong before. What happened during the race?
Well, we got around the second lap after we restarted the race and blew a rod through the oil pan, I think.
About how fast were you going at the time?
About 75, 76.
Yep, you're looking good. Joe, what do you do out in the, you have a bridal shop and a trucking business? Where are they?
The bridal shop is one special evening in Toms River, and the trucking company is Yellow Freight Systems in Manhattan.
What are you going to do for this race, with this boat right here, and how are you going to get it back together again?
Well, we're taking it from here over to Kurt Berger's Rogers Speed Shop in Toms River and Bricktown. We're going to get it ready for Connecticut.
We're here with Fred and Frankie Tallarico in their 30-foot Sutphen. Fred, what are you looking to do today, and how long have you been in racing?
Well, this is our first race. I've been in racing for about a year. And today we're just hoping to do a good job, the best job we can. And if we win, we win.
You mentioned a good job. The water's pretty flat out there. What are you going to have to do to do a good job?
The Sutphen in flat water is not the best thing in the world, but we're going to do the best we can with it.
And what do you got cooking under the hood there?
It's basically two Mercruiser 280s, a little done up.
Little done up.
Right.
Very good. And what do you do for a living out here?
We own an auto wrecking yard in Jersey City.
You wreck the parts there and put them in the boat.
It took us 8 motors to put these two motors together.
And we're here racing today. Very good. We hope for you to have a good race and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Look at that fleet out there. My goodness. They got more boats here than they did for the APBA points race. You got a cat out there. It's his kind of water. He might look good. Got high voltage, hot shot. Avanti's here. There's the Andrea Bell, too. Kind of reminds me of the Andrea Doria. I hope they don't have the same luck. 84. That cat should do real well today with those twin Merc outboards. Okay, they're lining up. We're trying to get the start off. This boat, as you can see, they're all coming up on plane and they're staying pretty even with the cat boats on the outside. We got Big Shot on the inside. The yellow flag's up. They're coming on plane. Got Cats on the outside looking good. High voltage, father-son team, 21. They're in there right in the middle of the pack. And we got Big Shot, that 30-foot Sutphen. We're on plane with the starters. They're looking pretty good. We're getting ready for that start. The inspector's looking them over. They're looking pretty well from here. Green flag, we got it. And they're going. Catamaran takes right off on the outside. Big Shot on the inside. High voltage in the middle of the pack. They're trying to stay with it. Look at that cat go. It's his kind of water. And believe me, they can really run. They come in on the circuit a couple years ago, and they've been proving themselves out as each year progresses. This is Big Shot's first race, P23, that 30-foot Sutphen. This This is P23. P23, it's a 30-foot Sutphen. Fred and Frank Talarico. It's a brother combination, and they stick together like brothers. They're running real well. It's their first race. Non-tested motors. It's very new, as a matter of fact. They're auto wreckers in New Jersey, and they seem to scrap the parts, put them together, and right into this boat, and here we go. They're a little nervous during the interviews and pre-start ceremonies, but right now they're running like confident seamen. Look at them go. They're right in there looking fine to me. The boat's perfectly trimmed, as you can see, keeping the front end up, ass end's in the water. They're concentrating on what they're doing. As you know, offshore powerboat racing takes a lot on a man's body and mind, and they're staying right in it. All facilities are tuned on what they're doing. Fred's got it well trimmed and running well. All 16 cylinders humming in there. He's putting the pedal to the metal today. High voltage, number 21. It's a Wellcraft Nova 2 with twin 260s, owned by Tony Marino, and his son Joe's doing the throttles with him today. They're in the construction business in New Jersey, predominantly in heavy construction, airplane hangars, and material of that nature. It's a father-son race team, and they're going out for it today. The son got his dad interested in it, and the father's been hooked ever since. Next year they look to getting a bigger boat and coming on with more guts. The son's edging his father on. They're looking good together. They sit well in the boat, and they both know what they're doing. The boat's well trimmed and running smoothly. They're relatively new in the sport, and they'd like to make a good impression here today during the Shanty 50. What brings you into racing this year?
Team effort. We want to do things together.
Yeah. We've been in, I like offshore racing for a long time, you know, anything in the bay, so that's why I'm in. I just love the sport.
How'd you talk your dad into it?
I don't know how I did it, but I'm lucky I did it.
Tom, out in Jersey, what are you doing out there?
We're general contractors, building industrial commercial buildings, aircraft hangars, and the like.
What kind of boat you got?
We have a Wellcraft Nova 2, twin 260 power.
Okay, we wish you a lot of luck today and give it hell out there.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Checking out where his competition is. And he's barking out the orders. His son's driving a real good race. Father's yelling encouragement. Must make his father real proud to see him in there. It's well trimmed. They seem to really know what they're doing. The boat's sitting pretty in the water. Whoa, look at that. Keep it in. Keep it back. Keep that boat in the water. Now he's picking up the pace again. There seems to be a lot more father-son combinations in this speed of offshore racing. They're getting a rough ride there, boy. They're planing it out now and leveling it out. They seem to be back on it. There they go, much smoother now. High voltage. Number 21, Avante. It's a 30-foot Scarab with twin 454 Chevys. In the background, we got Frank Remo. This Avante is owned by Reno Baldecchi. He's got Peter Arnrick and Doug Alexander as his crew. We're here with Reno Baldecchi. Reno, what kind of boat you have?
Scarab.
And what do you got for power in there?
454 Chevys, pushing about 500 horse out of each of them.
You look new on the circuit. How long have you been on it?
It's first time out here racing.
This is your first race today?
Yeah, we're hoping just to hang in there with the big guys and see what we can do and hope the engines hold together and stuff.
It's calm water. How's that going to affect your race strategy?
Well, to us, really, we like to have a little chop, but those bigger boats out there, they like to have it even choppier, so we're going to just see what happens there, and really, we like to see a little chop out there for us. This calm water probably won't run that good, won't get as fast as we'd like to.
Okay, when you're not racing, what are you doing?
Work at Leader Dye and Finishing Patterson, learn to become a dyer for my father, work for my father, and hopefully take over that business someday.
Very good, Reno. We wish you a lot of luck and have a good race.
Thanks a lot.
30-foot scab looking real well. It's Peter's first race. It's Reno's first race, excuse me. He's got his trims well trimmed. The boat's out of the water looking nice. They're trying to get their checkpoints organized and stay with the pack. Reno is a dyer of fashion goods. He works with his dads in the... Oh, man, look at that collision. Holy mackerel. Oh, my goodness, the adjuster and Avanti, they had a collision. The adjuster was thrown out of the boat. We're not sure how he is. A side-by-side swipe. He's floating in the water. He seems to be okay. He's flopping around in there. Adjuster seemed to have cut him off. What a collision. This offshore powerboat racing can be dangerous, and you must be careful. Reno is a dyer of fashion goods. He works with his dads in the... Oh, man, look at that collision. Holy mackerel. Oh, my goodness, the adjuster and Avanti, they had a collision. The adjuster was thrown out of the boat. We're not sure how he is. A side-by-side swipe. He's floating in the water. He seems to be okay. He's flopping around in there. He's bobbing in the water. He seems to be okay. We're not sure if it's Frank Remo or Percy Johns out of that boat, the adjuster. From the way it looks, I think it's Percy Johns because Frank's in the boat. He had a side swipe with Avanti. It's Avanti's first race. Frank's been at it for a while. He's bobbing in the water, seems to be okay. He's waving to us. Okay, Avanti. Look at the side of that boat. Adjuster seemed to go right into him. We're not sure whose fault it was at all. They don't seem to be shaken up. They're a little... Okay, Avanti, the helmets are off and they're heading into shore. It's got a good-sized chunk out of the side of that scab. Frank Remo is the name of the boat. The adjuster certainly might come in handy here. They don't seem to be too shaken up at all. High Volta's got his engine cover open also. Percy's got the helmet off, standing in the boat. Doesn't seem to be hurt at all. Here comes Avanti. Frank can probably take out his pad and start making a little appraisals right now. Hot Shot X1, Bill Friends, Excalibur Executioner. Billy's had this boat for a while. He's driving it, and he took Walter Litvin out for a ride with him to navigate. Billy's had this boat a little over a year now, doing a lot of work on it. Picked it up from Reggie down in North Carolina. He's had it in and out of the Sound quite a bit. Had the engines apart 3-4 times. Knows the boat inside and out. It's turbocharged and it's running real well. Billy's got his hand all the way down to the gauges, pushing those throttles. Billy's with Frenzy Automotive and Marine in Greenwich, Connecticut. There's quite a bit of imported auto work. Listen to those turbos kick it out. Billy certainly knows how to race boats. He's been at it for years and years. He's on it now. The boat's well trimmed. Bow's coming out of the water. Look at it fly. He's got bye-bye written on that transom for one reason and one reason only. That's for people to look at his ass end. Executioner. Billy French, he doesn't pull back on those throttles if you notice. He just got it pegged down. Pedal to the metal, as we say. Go get him, Bill. He's pulling up on Rated X. We might be getting a drag race going here. Rated X, a 36-foot cigarette, and Hotshot, the 33-foot Excalibur Executioner. He's coming up on him now. Billy would love to pull this boat, believe me. They're both going out. The motors are revving. We definitely got a drag race. Offshore powerboat racing at its best right here. Hotshot's pulling him. Walter's giving him that support and looking over the course. Hotshot's definitely pulling Rated X. Keep it trim, Bill. Executioner and Rated X, evenly matched boats here it seems. Neither can really get the advantage over the other guy. Rated X pulls out a little, then Executioner pulls up a little. Coming around that last checkpoint, Hotshot's really in the lead now. He's took it over Rated X. Billy knows where he can take it and where he can't. He knows just about every racer's edge you can find in the book. He's been at it for years with this boat racing. Instigator. A well-crafted scab. Clean-looking boat running well. Well trimmed. Number 4, APBA in a cigarette. And here comes Billy Friends coming up on Hotshot. We got 3 boats going at it here. They're dragging it now. Hotshot, APBA, and Instigator. Definitely 3 good-looking boats going all out. Hotshot sounds strong, strongest I've heard it in quite a while. All 16 are pumping out the power. APBA pulling Instigator, the cigarette over the Wellcraft. Friends and Walter Litvin pulling number 33 Instigator. They've come from behind, but they're making up a lot of ground, and they're right on their tail end. Walter's ducking down, trying to decrease any air resistance whatsoever. They need every edge in this sport you can come up with. go. They're making their move now. Billy's pegging it. There it is. Look at that. Hot Shot's pulling Instigator and making their move. They're past him, and he's moving up on number 4, APBA. Bye-bye on the transom end of that boat. He just said bye-bye to Rated X, the Instigator, and he might be saying bye-bye to number 4, APBA. This boat's running stronger with each lap. If it holds together, Billy really could get some points here and go home with a checkered flag, maybe. More and more people today are reading that bye-bye. Bill Friends and Walter Lippman, 2/3 of the outrageous boat crew. They were in the winning boat from the Shanty 100 just before. They came out here and they're going to try to do a double back-to-back. The Hot Shot. And believe me, he is a hot shot, but he knows his racing. He'd love to go home with 2 checkered flags today. He's got twin turbos in there, big block Chevys. Right now that boat seems to be going about 83, 84 miles per hour, and he's looking real good. Number 1, that's Bob Esposito in a Hustler boat. They got that name for a reason because he's really hustling right now. He's leading a lot of the boats, checking out his competition. Bob's a good driver, and he's hustling in his Hustler boat. Clean-looking boat. Coming around this checkpoint here. Nice turn. He's well trimmed, going for a nice ride today on a Saturday afternoon. Pointing to that next checkpoint. They're tailing on it now. The Talarico brothers in Big Shot. They're still hanging in the race in that 30-foot Sutphen, running smoothly. Keep it down there. This is Vinnie Rinaldi's old boat, the old Rolling Thunder. It's now called Big Shot. It's still got some pleasure left and quite a bit of life left, as you can see. Running real smooth. Vinnie and the Rinaldis, they put it through the test, and these boys are certainly going to do the same, the Talarico brothers. They're from Point Pleasant, New Jersey. For someone being in their first race, they're hanging in there real well, and actually they're making a good impression. They're showing some of these other veterans how to do it. Rather impressed with their nice driving skills. Frank Remo back on the course again. After a pretty bad accident, he made a quick settlement and a quick claim with those other boys, and he's come back out to keep on racing. The adjuster, Frank Remo, Percy Johns, not one to be put down easily, got out of the water, out of the Coast Guard boat, and he's back in this boat. With Frank Remo and Percy Johns, the adjuster. Frank, what got you into racing?
Good sport, something to get out of the house, get away.
And how do you hook up with Percy?
Well, we've been good friends for years, and he's a hell of a mechanic, so he's my right-handed man. I need him bad.
And what kind of boat you got today?
We're running a 31-foot course, the adjuster M12.
And Percy, you do the work on the engines?
Yes, we do. We have a brand new pair of motors. They only got about 20 minutes on them. We're still testing a lot of stuff, but it's race day. We're going racing.
The water looks calm. You should run pretty well. What are you looking for?
We're looking for about 86 miles an hour.
86. And Frank, what do you think? You'll get it?
Well, I'm going to try. If we can't, we'll blow it trying.
And you're the adjuster, so if there's any problems, you'll take care of it.
Oh, I'm going to adjust it.
I'll tell you, these guys are really made with some fortitude and style. Frank's driving it well, and Percy's got those throttles pegged all the way down to the teak dash. This boat's It's a 31-foot Corso. It's got 2 big block Chevys. Frank's got 20 years of racing experience behind him between cars and boats. Percy Johns is the head mechanic and throttle man, and he's also the mechanic with Union Trucking. These engines are brand new, and it's their first race with them, and they seem to be sounding fine. With the number M12 in the color green, Frank seems to be going against the green. He was told green's a bad luck color. He wanted the number 13, but he couldn't get it. All his life, he told me he's been going against the grain, and he's really proven it today. He just doesn't come out for an ordinary boat ride. The adjuster. That's number 2. This guy we think's leading the race. He's got nice looking black boat with 2 twin Merc outboards for his power. Number 2. He's been running all day pretty well. He's been in the lead, as a matter of fact. Pleasure Seeker, number 69, the 38-foot Sutphen with that hot paint job. He's coming up on the outside, and he's pulling him. They want to go for it. We got a drag race, and Pleasure Seeker just too much power for those Merc outboards. Pleasure Seeker, 38-foot Sutphen, number 69. He's taking the lead over number 2. Boat's running well. It's a big boat. Could use a little more chop, but he's still running okay under these conditions. It's well trimmed. Bow of the boat's well out of the water, running smooth. It's got a good crew. They're well coordinated, and they've been together for a while. Those Merc stern out drives are pumping out the power. He's going all out today. Got that pedal to the metal. Good looking boat. This is getting into the cream of the crop of the offshore racers. Coming around this checkpoint here, have to negotiate a nice left turn. Another left turn. Well done. Coming down the long straight, he's gonna peg it right here. He might be winning this race. They're waving, going to the next checkpoint. We have to wait for some official results, but we think he's in the lead. Very well could be leading the whole pack here at the Shanty 50. Look at those outdrives kicking up. We're on the guts end of this racing machine, and believe me, it puts out a hell of a lot of power. Pretty smooth ride today for him. Here comes the checkered flag. He's got the checkered flag. It's being waved out. Pleasure Seeker is the winner of the Lobster Shanty 50. This year's winner of the 1981 Shanty 50. Roger Munn and Roger Mayhem in the 38-foot Sutphen. Roger ran a smart race today. Hung back, and on that last lap made his move. And believe me, when he made the move, he went for it. He's got the checkered flag. He's going home a winner this weekend. The boat held together well for him today, and Roger's a happy guy. He measured his competition quite smartly today and ran one hell of an offshore race.